So today I am in Dallas, Texas. Let's go in there, take a look, see what they got in there. These guys are one of my tuner dealers, and I've never met them. So it's probably a good time to stop by and say hi. Like I said, I've never been here before. This is their new shop too. So pretty nice location. I like it, man. That's pretty cool there in the front. But anyway, let's go in there and meet the guys. I put on my mask before I go in there. How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good.
Good.
Is,
good, man. What can I do for you?
Is Robert here?
No, sir, he's not.
How you doing?
Good, man. I'm Garrett.
Garrett, my name's Erik.
Eric Cortina?
Yes, sir.
Nice to meet you, Erik.
There you go. There, I'll pull down the mask. Now you can see.
Good deal. Yes, sir. Nice to meet you, man.
So the camera, excuse the camera, but I told my viewers I was going to kind of give them a little tour of your shop.
Let me show you a little bit here, man. So we have a bunch of stocks hanging on the back wall here, just kind of showing off a little bit of the inventory and the different models that we have and what we can do for paint schemes, and actually just different models of stocks for different heavy weights, whether you're doing more bench style shooting or tactical style shooting, or if you want a hunting style rifle.
Man, you're a natural on camera, man. He just took right off.
Over here we have some suppressors in our case. We keep a little bit of stuff like that around. We have some scopes in there. But here's where we really get into the magic of things I want to really say. Now, here are these first two rigs that we're looking at. We're looking at actually Jake Vibrate and Paul Reed's, two of the two high level competition shooters out there. And both of these guys are actually running your brake. Your tuner there, and we have just seen wonderful results from those things. They have been just, I have no problem selling them, to be honest with you, just because they work so well.
Well, thank you.
Yes, sir, absolutely. I'd preach that till I'm blue in the face, to be honest with you. But if you keep looking down the wall here at the rest of the guns, we do have quite a few different options in here. We stay with our, we have our PRS style rigs. We have a little bit more of your hunting style rig, gun coming in about 6.5 pounds, and we step more into more, tactical style rigs, a little bit more tactical, and then we go back and more into hunting style.
So what's the most popular caliber that, okay, this is a question that people ask me all the time. So let's say a newbie was to come here and say, hey, I want to try PRS. What would you recommend that they start with?
I would 100% say 6 Creedmoor all day, every day, and go with an EC tuner on it.
The 6 Creed?
Yes, sir. 6 Creed, and whether you're shooting factory ammo or hand loads, what that tuner really does for you, and what we're really loving about it for guys, especially with that in that entry level PRS, is now they can shoot factory ammo if they need to, and actually give themselves a little bit more of a tune and help them out and be able to compete a little bit better. If you look at this rig right here, actually, this is exactly what this is. And so this is on a McMillan A6 PRS. We went with a heavy varmint contour barrel. It has an Impact 737 action, and then it has one of your tuners with an Area 419 Hellfire brake on there. And that is truly one of my favorite style setups for PRS right there.
Hey, Robert, before we go back there, your walls look a little empty, buddy.
Well, unfortunately, that's what hunting season looks like around here. Usually our builds, we do some shop rifles, leave, for retail space out front. Most of the time they're gone before they hit the front this time of year. Come back in spring and usually the wall's gonna look a lot better, but right now it's just, we're selling as fast as we can build them. So
what's the lead time on your rifle? Like, let's say I wanted a rifle,
right,
and I placed the order today.
Right.
I'm gonna put you in the spot now.
It is on the spot because it really depends upon components. What we have for our package rifle stuff, we try to have inventory on hand. So 6 to 8 weeks is what we're in production now. Usually, let me back up. Most of the time, we're 2 weeks when we have parts in hand.
Okay.
This year has been a little bit different. We experienced a move into this new facility, which kind of shut us down for about a month. So we had this backlog of 4 weeks, so that in our normal 2 weeks kind of kicked us to 6, and we're 6 to 8 right now.
Okay.
For the package stuff, of course, you know, custom components are going to take however long they take to get here, and then hopefully by the first of the year we'll be caught back up to our normal 2-week kind of turn time with parts in hand. But right now it is 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah. All right. Good deal. Let's go back there.
And let me caveat this by saying we just moved into this facility a few weeks back, so it's still a little bit messy.
So they did not know I was coming here. Okay. So let's give them a break. I'm surprised. By the way, thank you for letting us tour, because I just dropped by. Just surprised you. I know I did.
I'm happy you're here. I've absolutely been waiting for you to come by since we moved into the shop. I've been kind of wanting to show it to you. So.
All right, let's go take a look.
Let's take a look. This is Dave. He's kind of our production lead back here.
How you doing, Dave?
Hi, doing good.
What are you doing? You measuring stuff?
Yes, sir. I'm getting ready for tomorrow's build. So just taking all the measurements of the action so we can fit the tenons directly to each action that we have.
Nice. All right.
We'll kind of walk back here, and I guess I'll just walk you through the process of how we build and kind of take you through the workflow of what a normal day looks like. So this is our backlog right now. That stuff sitting here with parts that are ready to go into production, basically. Some of them may be missing a component or two, but everything stages up right here. And usually from that point, we'll go to Dave to take measurements and stuff the day before we actually do the chamber work. That way everything's mapped out and ready. So when we hit the production platform, it's a seamless flow through. We're not holding up, waiting on taking measurements or trying to get things staged. It's already ready to go. So we come over here. This is Ian. He is a CNC operator. Been with us for I guess about a year now. He cuts all the chambers on this. It's a TL2 setup that he runs. We run a rigid fixture with through coolant. Pretty standard for the industry. Holds some great tolerances on this machine. We usually average about 1/10 to 2/10 total run out on our chambers. If it's even measurable sometimes. So we take a lot of pride in the fact that we hold our chambers to the tolerances we do. But he's set up. He's about to run probably his last barrel of the day. Eric did show up kind of towards the end of the day, so our workflow's kind of winding down right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, he runs it over here, and he does all the chamber work on this side. From there, it'll flip over to this machine.
Hang on. I gotta see what he's doing over here. This stuff, as you know, kind of melts my butter. So he's doing all the. I'm gonna leave him alone, but because I don't know whose barrel this is, but I don't want to be the cost that this thing gets ruined. So he's doing all the programming, kind of all the setup. Computers are pretty smart, but they're pretty dumb at the same time. They do not do anything without user input, and if you give it the wrong input, guess what's gonna happen? Nothing good's gonna happen.
No, somebody once told me that CNC does make things faster, but it also makes it faster to break things too.
Well, everything's faster.
I found that to be true.
All right, we'll leave them alone for a little while.
Okay.
We'll come
I
back.
want to show you one thing that we do, Eric, that I feel like may be a little different. Is this one of your data sheets right here?
Sure.
So I hate to show somebody's name, but basically we do keep a log through the entire chambering process.
Okay.
So we're taking measurements through every step of chambering, through pre-bore, from dial-in through pre-bore. Everything is measured and quantified, so we can look back and we'll keep a log of every chamber that we cut. You know, if something was to ever not perform to spec, we can go back and back it up with numbers and figure out, you know, what our run out looked like at each stage of the process. Or if something ever shifts, we'll catch it immediately and can usually rectify it during the process. It's just nice. It's let us compile data over, I guess we've been doing this about 3 years now, and it's just kind of neat. You know, I don't know how useful it truly is, but for us, we can go back and look at, you know, different barrel makers, different quantitative figures, and kind of see, you know, trends amongst different barrels and trends amongst different chambers too, for that matter, you know, and
yeah.
It's just, again, it's probably useless to a lot of people, but we're numbers geeks around here, so we do keep a big database compiled, and it's kind of interesting sometimes to look back to the numbers and see how things kind of trend with this
Yeah,
stuff.
for sure.
Right, so from Ian, it will slip over here to...
Whoa, hang on. He's sorry, man. So they have a through coolant. It looks like a flush coolant. I'm gonna sneak over here. There he goes. That's pretty cool stuff. All right, I'll get out of his hair. Sorry, Robert. I just had to see that.
No, I can sit there and watch this stuff for hours too.
I know.
So generally, once it leaves Ian's area, it comes over here, and all the muzzle work. The chamber's on one side, it shifts over to this side of the room. We do muzzle work, which here lately has been a lot of EC tuners.
Good.
Which is
Yes.
good. It is good. So anyway, we do crowns over here. All the crowning, all the muzzle threading, any muzzle devices, timing and stuff just takes place on this machine.
So this is a teal one, right?
It
Yep,
is
there
teal
it
one.
is, right
It
there.
is teal
Haas,
one. Yes, sir.
right there. Boom.
So from there, we kind of, depending on what happens in the build next, so we do a lot of barrel fluting. It seems to be a popular choice, you know. Actually, I say that we're shifting over and doing a lot more carbon fiber work here the past year or so than we have in the past. It's probably about a 50-50 split, but we do have some fluting that still takes place on a daily basis, and this machine's set up just basically to do fluting.
So this is where the fluting would happen.
This is where the fluting would happen. I wish there was something running it now, because this to me is the fun one to watch. You can actually see everything moving on the different axes and get a really clear view of what's happening. But again, we're kind of shutting it down for the day, so it's just going to sit idle the rest of the day.
Yeah. Cool.
So it would leave here.
So this is, there you go.
Yeah.
Here's a nice.
Yeah, that was a test pattern we were playing with. The customer brought us a pattern and an idea and said, hey, I want to do this. So it's probably, that was a test to try to get set up and kind of mimic what they were looking to find. I don't know if up front I've got some more fluting patterns. We do a couple that are fairly unique to us.
Yeah.
We do a ratchet pattern that's really popular. That's kind of like an abbreviated spiral, I guess.
Okay.
Looks pretty neat. And see
All
if
right.
we got one on the table. So from there, it'll go into our finishing. Usually, we do several different coatings. We use Cerakote, KG gun coat. Certain instances, we'll do, like especially stocks and stuff, we'll use a lot of Duracoat. I find that product holds up better on stocks, whereas the KG and the Cerakote holds up a lot better on metal. You can kind of see the rack that he's working through today. We generally try to push about 5 rifles a day through here. Paint booth's going right here. We might actually, I think he's painting now, Erik, so, and I've got a window installed, but we might be able to actually see some application going on right now. We'll see where he's at. Looks like he's doing a stock right now.
Oh yeah, there's a stock.
Clean up.
That's a tiny one.
It is.
So, all right, he's getting ready.
Like he's cleaning it up. Just shot it.
Oh yeah, he's done. Dang it.
Yes, sir.
Dang it, Bobby.
I bet you he'll be doing something before we leave. But anyway, it's obviously we have the paint booth here, and all of our ovens and blasting cabinets and stuff are here in the back. I try to put everything back here.
Away from everything
Yes,
else.
keep the dust down. That seems to be a bigger problem in our old shop, especially everything was kind of crowded and the dust migrated, but it's been a whole lot better over at the new shop where everything kind of, we have the dirty side and the clean side basically. All the machining gets done on the clean side.
So that's an oven. Those two are ovens,
Yes, those
right
two are
there?
ovens. Yes, sir. We usually run 2 different temperatures throughout the day, you know, because the stocks will run at a different temperature than the metal. It's just nice to have that capacity to save on time, you know, to be able to run 2 different temperatures. So that's kind of our goal there.
Yeah. So then, of course, you have the blasting here. Then you have some racks,
Yes, sir.
and then laser. Oh, you got a laser right here.
Yes, sir.
So everything's over here. So you can make stencils,
We cut
do whatever.
in house, pretty much.
Wow.
Anything that we want to do. At one point, we did offer Cerakote. It's kind of an outside service, but now we've grown to the point where pretty much our builds take up all of our Cerakote capacity too. So we're not really, at least right now, not offering Cerakote services as a standalone option.
Okay, so you do it, but only for your own projects.
It's grown to that. Our workload's grown to the point over the past 4 years where we've lost our capacity to do outside Cerakote work for
Okay.
now. I mean, I think that will be changing in the future because we're probably going to expand some of our Cerakote capabilities as we expand our machining. Another thing, we've got some more equipment hitting the floor hopefully in the next 3 months that should increase our capacity to where we want it to be from the machining side. So I anticipate we'll do the same thing on the Cerakote side too.
Nice, awesome. Now you got a nice setup here. I'll tell you that.
Thank you. We learned a lot from the first setup, you know, and how to improve upon things. I've got
Hang on. What do I see here? It's an easy tuner.
they're hiding everywhere around here.
Yeah, they're everywhere. So real quick, is that because that's a laser and then you just fill it in?
That's
or?
right. Yes, it's lasered and then we fill it with paint and then go back and we polish the barrel. Usually it kind of gives that standout look.
Yeah, that looks real nice.
It looks clean. This barrel's actually needs to be probably repolished because it looks like it was having some other work done. But
Yeah.
they look clean when they
Got an easy tuner on here. Well, come on. So this is what it looks like. You have your muzzle thread, and then you have your tuner.
Yeah, take it off.
Of course, right now it's there you go. I'll show you what it looks like. That's what the threads look like. So then you put the tuner on here, and of course you have these tension screws. They're loose right now, but you tension them down, and it still allows you to turn the tuner, but it'll stay put. So it's a toolless design is what it is.
And that's a great point. I'm glad we're doing this, Eric, because one thing, we get a lot of questions about this too. It does, as you can see, the way the tuner is designed, it takes a certain profile of barrel to be able to cut threads on there, because you're actually cutting 2 sets of threads.
850 minimum.
850 minimum, that's right. 900's even better if you can get
Yeah.
that. So, but yeah, that's great, because we get that call a lot. You know, it's like, hey, I want to put an EC tuner on, and the first thing we have to ask is, well, what's your muzzle diameter?
Yeah, but yeah, there you go.
Well, cool. We'll come back here and I'll show you our Frankenstein that we built. So being in the city, it's kind of hard to just run out back and test fire things. So this is the real dirty room.
Wow.
There's lots of, so we built this thing back when we first started too. It's kind of a test fire chamber.
What is this? This is a oh, I think okay, don't tell me. Obviously this is the thickest part of it, so
right,
that's
so
where they hit.
Right. They should never make it to that point. This thing is filled with sand.
Oh, okay.
But if it were ever to make it that far, I mean, we've done big, 338 Lapua, big stuff gets fired in here all the time, and it never makes it past about right here.
So it only goes about halfway?
But if it were to go, that's some AR, some really thick, like 1/2 inch AR steel that deflects it down into another a little catch pan right down here.
Okay.
The nice thing about it is everything closes up and it becomes completely encapsulated.
So you put the rifle in here or whatever you're going to test fire, and then you close this thing like a barbecue pit.
Yep, exactly. It says it's a cross between some sort of dinosaur and a barbecue pit. I think that's right.
Well, it is Texas, so barbecue pit for sure. Now, question. This is a question that I've had. Alamo Precision. Were you guys in San Antonio at some point?
Everybody thinks that. No, no, we're just all Texas boys. So.
Because I always thought you guys were in San Antonio.
Everybody does. I can see why.
Yeah.
Obviously.
That's where the Alamo's at. That's why.
This is stuff all staged up, waiting to go through finishing it right here. So it's in various stages of finishing, like tomorrow's. And the next 3 days worth of work will be kind of laid on this table. And everything is scheduled pretty much 3 weeks in advance right now for everything that we do.
So this all the stuff that's going to be going out. This is the last step, or
this, it will go through bedding next usually.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. So there's a lot of people here that are about to get a Christmas present.
Right.
There are.
So we pretty much, I mean, we're not a
Is that Jake?
Let's see, who's that? Yes, it is.
Jake.
Yep.
I know that guy. If you've seen this video, there you go.
Jake or Jeff? Hold on, I've got two buddies of mine that are both Jay Graves. So yep, that's Jake.
Jake. Yep.
It's Jake. Hi, Jake. So,
all right, so you got it. Is this another staging area?
This is another staging area. This is where things are getting pre-staged for him to measure, like he's doing right now.
Okay.
So there will be several days worth of work set out here usually. Anything that has a production problem, missing a part when it gets through, sometimes we have a barrel, we'll see something we don't like, it'll be staged up and work through and get to the point where we're actually getting ready to machine and we'll see something we don't like. It'll go down here. If it needs attention, it kind of goes on this bottom shelf. There's not many there, and I like it that way.
Okay.
Everything up top, though, is moving through production on a normal schedule.
All right, so the ones on the bottom are the ones that need some TLC for whatever reason, something.
Right, exactly.
Okay, all right. Well, man, you got a nice setup here. Nice shop. Everything seems to be in order. Right. You guys, everything's well organized.
We like to, it's kind of a weird deal. Like I said, we started this thing 6 years ago now, and pretty much I did all the steps in here, and we've just kind of grown over time. But what I like is everybody has a specific job, and you'll hear guys all the time saying, they'd rather have a small shop that has more attention to detail than a lot of bigger shops. And I think that we combine those two things really well because everybody here has a specific job. Sam, my guy back here, does all the bedding and final finishing, and this is his table. By the end of the evening, he'll have 5 guns sitting out here in bedding. But the nice thing about that is you've literally got an expert in every step of the build process. You don't have one guy that's, and not to say there's anything wrong with that because I've been that guy, just a jack of all trades that does it all, but you have somebody like Sam will bed upwards of 1,000 rifles a year. So I mean, that's the guy you want bedding your rifle. He knows what's up. He sees it day in and day out.
Well, you have a production line.
It's pretty much a production line. I hate to say that because what we do is not a production type, product, but yes, you're right. I mean, I guess that's one way to look at it. Everybody focuses on that one discipline in their area, and I think the end product, when you get it, you get the best of the best through the whole process that touched it.
Right.
And I think it makes a superior product. I feel like it does.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if there's a bedding problem, you know who did it.
Exactly.
There's no finger pointing. Right. It's like, hey, right here.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Exactly.
So these are all These are all been bedded, just
No,
waiting
they're
for it
probably
to
getting
dry.
ready to go in tonight. He's probably prepping things.
Oh,
to
okay, okay.
get ready to bed.
And man, he's hard at it over there. I don't want to bother him, but
He's
over
doing
there.
some inletting right now before we bed. We like to get the inletting pretty close, and we'll go back on the very final inlet we'll do after bedding when everything's settled in its happy place, you know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, no, he's hard at it, man. I mean, he's been running the machine ever since I got here, and look at that.
he's pretty quick, pretty good at that machine.
I'm gonna kind of peek over his shoulder. Oh, yeah, he's hard at it. And then you got some manual machines over here?
Still do a lot of work. I still do all the action turning here, and I still do it on a manual. I have a true bore type setup that I use to do the action turning, but that's pretty much as far as manuals go. We'll set up some barrels to get ready to go over to CNC on the manual, indicating them in and drilling centers for our supports over here. Other than that, everything's pretty much CNC at this point.
Okay, all right. So yeah, you got some, you got a Sharp machine here. This is what Speedy uses. And you got a South Bend.
An old school heavy 10, yeah.
Yeah, heavy 10 right there.
Love this machine. It was the first machine we had.
First machine you had,
First machine we had.
A lot of people start on the heavy 10. That is a very good machine. They're very old, but very true, very good machines.
They are.
South Bend heavy 10. And listen to this thing. Look how quiet. Listen to
it. It's as quiet as it can be.
that thing is on, as you can tell, but you can't hardly hear it. I'll get out of his way.
You're a long way from home.
I am a long way from home. It's 5:15, and I still gotta get back home.
Just in time for traffic too.
I know. Well, that's the thing. It's like that's the thing. I'm like, I don't want to go sit in traffic. So what happened was I was here working, and I remembered they were here, and I said, you know what? Let me type in their address, and turns out I was only 15 minutes away, and I said, all right, I got to stop by. So none of this was prepped. You guys didn't know I was coming, so I'm so glad that they actually agreed to give us a tour, because you probably would have liked to prep a little better, but man, this stuff looks great. It looks great.
I didn't have time to do my hair.
Yeah.
You know, makeup wasn't here.
I know, man.
Totally unprepared, but we'll make it do.
Good news is Dave's wearing pants today.
Yeah,
so.
that is. You caught us on a good day.
Looks like I showed up on Pants Day.
Pants day's great.
It's only like once a week, so.
All right, guys. Thank you. Hang on. I got to go check out over there. See what he's doing. So this is the chamber he was running, so now it's all threaded, and he's indicating.
Well, so right now, we went and we cut the OD on the tenon, and I roughed out the bore. So this one in particular is a 270 Winchester. So
What is that? You guys still doing that kind of stuff?
Man,
I thought 6.5 Creed was the future now.
I think it's the second one I've done this year.
Wow. Okay, that's strange. So he's only done 2 this year, and we happen to be here for one of them.
Yeah. So basically, the throat point is a little bit too far for what we can originally dial in on this one. So what I've done is I bored out with a drill on the bore, and now I'm going back in with my indicator to re-indicate that throat point.
Yeah, there you go. So you just roughed it. There you go. All right, man, I'll get out of your hair. This stuff, I just love this kind of stuff. So this is all the stuff they have prepped. This is their, all the stuff they have going on. So you can see these guys are busy. So if you want them to build you something, get in line and get in line quick. It's still very surprising. As you heard them, they only, even after the move, they only have about a 6 to 8 week lead time. That is impressive. Anyway, Robert, thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna head back home. Thanks for the tour, man. You're on Instagram, and do you have a YouTube channel?
Yes, somewhat.
So Instagram.
Instagram.
And what's your website?
APRifles.com.
APRifles.com. We'll see ya. Keep them centered.